How to Shopify. So in this video, I want to share with you exactly how to start a Shopify store step by step. So one of the first things we're going to need to do, of course, is create a Shopify account. If you haven't created a Shopify account, no worries. You can actually click the link in the description below to start a 3-day free trial for Shopify without having to enter your credit card. And then after those 3 days, you can use Shopify for $1 for 3 months. So you'll be able to pay $1 for each of those 3 months, right? And so it's a pretty good deal to start with Shopify. Of course, you can click the link to get started. All right, so once you click the link in the description below and you create your account, it will look something like this, right? So it's fairly new, right? That means, this is your admin dashboard. This is where you're going to spend most of your time when it comes to your Shopify store. So one of the first things we're going to need to do, of course, is add a product to sell. So to do this, you're going to want to click on the left side, products right here. And so right here, you'll be able to either add a single product or you can import a list of products if you already have products to sell. Now, what happens if you don't have products to sell? Well, no worries. I actually have another solution for you. And that is in the description below, you will be able to find a DSR link, right? So it's a dropshipping supplier that you can sign up with. And again, I'll have the link for this in the description below, that allows you to find products to sell on your Shopify store if you don't have any products to sell. And what I really like about this is that, first off, it's really, really easy to connect to your Shopify store. Second, there's a ton of products that you can find and sell, right? So if you want to sell clothing, then you'll be able to find clothing. If you want to sell dog products, you'll be able to find dog products as well using DSR, DSERS, right? Which is like, which uses AliExpress, right? So yeah, if I were getting started, I would use this. So let's continue throughout the video. In this video, let's pretend that I already have a product to sell, right? So we're gonna just add the product, right? And we're gonna be selling a high quality black men's t-shirt, right? So if you noticed, right, I didn't just write men's t-shirt or black men's t-shirt, right? I added high quality black men's t-shirt, right? This will just help with the SEO in the future. For this is the long run. I'm already thinking about like maybe 2-3 months down the road, right? So you don't want to just add men's t-shirt. You want to just provide a little bit more information so that when Google is scraping your crawling your site, right, your Shopify store, right, it will have a lot more information. So when somebody's searching for men's black t-shirt, or if somebody like something like that, right, Google might show your product to them because you added a lot more information, right? And Google likes that. So it's just something to take into account. Next, we're going to add a description, right? For this, I just like using the AI feature here, right? You could change it up to match your brand of that you're going for in your Shopify store, right? So now that we have that, right, we're going to add a image. So to do this, right, you're going to want to just go ahead and select the image right here, open. All right, so now we added the image, right? We have the black t-shirt. We're going to set a price of, let's say, $45, right? So this is like, again, a high quality t-shirt. And then we're going to track our inventory, and we're going to say we have about 30 of these t-shirts. And next, since I am selling a t-shirt, we will want to have variants, right? So I'm going for the size only to make sure, small, medium, large, extra large. Boom, we have it done. And then since now I have variants, right, I'll have to update this. So maybe I want to have like 5 here, 5, so it'll be actually 20 then, right? 5 here, or 15, right? 25. So we'll just put 10 here, right? 5, no, we'll put just 10 there. We're fine, right? And then you can just confirm if everything looks good in the category meta fields, right, as well. And then you just want to make sure your search engine listing. So this is what will show up when somebody's searching on Google for a product. And if your product shows up, then this is what it will show up in the search engine right here. And if you're not happy with it, you could click this pencil, edit, and make the changes to it yourself as well. And once you've done that, you just want to go ahead and click save. And we should get a congratulations message that we just added our very first product. There it is, right? And of course, you just want to make sure you're publishing on all channels, right? If you don't want to sell on the shop app or point of sale, you could turn that off and just save for the online store. And we're going to just click save again. All right. And then from here, you'll be able to add tags to this product if you want, collections, right? The vendor, and etc. right? But these you can pretty much ignore for now. All right. The next thing we're going to want to do, of course, is create a collections, right? So let's say, I'm selling men's t-shirts, right? But I want to make sure I want to let people know what my popular collections are, right? So we're going to add collection, and we're going to do men's t-shirt, right? Boom, we have it, right? So now you can add a short description right here, and then from here we're going to browse, right? Oh, well, for now it's only going to be one product because I only have one product, right? But if I had 3 t-shirts, right, I'll add it here, right? And so now if I had other 2 t-shirts, right, I'll be adding it here as well. And then just making sure I click save. And so you just added a very first collection as well, right? So this will just help your customers to locate. If you want to let them know that these are the most popular t-shirts, then they'll be able to buy these t-shirts. So one of the next things, of course, is to go into our online store and set up our store, how it will look, right? So to do that, you're going to click on the left here and select online store. So within the online store, right, here is where you'll be able to find all your themes that you have available to you for your store. So as you can see here, the main theme right now for my store right now is using Spotlight, right? And then I have my draft themes. So let's say I have Horizon. So what's the benefit of having a theme under draft is that you can make any edit you want to this theme, right? And it will not affect the main theme, right? And if you don't like the default Horizon theme, right, you're in luck. Shopify does have more themes that you can use. You can visit the theme store, and inside the theme store, you can select either paid themes, right? So it depends on, like, if I was having, since I'm selling clothing, right, I will look something maybe for clothing right here, and it will show me all the paid clothing themes I can go ahead and start using for my Shopify store, right? But let's say you're just starting out, right? You don't want to invest too much money yet, right, without generating sales first. You might want to just check out the free themes, right? There's a lot of fantastic free themes that you might be interested in using for your Shopify store. All right, and one important note is that if you are using a paid theme, right, and let's say I'm using the gemstone theme, right, and there's an issue with this theme, you can reach out to Shopify support, but they'll only do basic support for you. If there is an issue with the theme itself, you will need to reach out to the theme developer to address the issue. Now, if you're using a free theme that's created by Shopify, you can reach out to Shopify support and they will take care of it and assist you as fast as possible. All right, so let's say I want to use the Spotlight theme, right? I'm still working on this theme, right? So if you're happy with that theme, you can go ahead and make changes by clicking edit theme. So this will allow you, so the theme editor allows you to make changes to your theme, to your how your store will look. And you can make changes by clicking on certain sections, right? So let's say I want to make changes to the header. I select header, and from here I'll be able to make changes in regards to the header, right? So maybe I want the logo position to be in the middle left, and there it is. Or maybe I want it to be top left. Well, it's not going to do anything, but let's say I want to just keep it in middle center, right? And then I can change the menu type, right? Maybe I don't want the mega menu. Then as you can see here, it changed. But let's say I really like the drawer, right? We're gonna leave it as a drawer, right? And so this just allows you to make changes to your, to your how your store will look like and feel, right? And then you could obviously see how it will look like when a customer selects the product. So let's say they're selecting this T-shirt, right? How it will look, right? So I would, in this case, I would add more pictures, right, of the T-shirt, right? as you can see here, I have the variant size picker right here, right? Maybe I would add a size chart as well, right? Just so that the customers can see, the exact size of this t-shirt as well. I'll provide a little bit more information right there too. And I also have a video on size charts. I'll have the link for that in the description below, so you guys go check it out on how to add a size t-shirt. Right, so let's make some basic changes to this. So we can do this by clicking on the theme setting right here. And here on the theme setting, any changes that you make on this section will affect a lot of the store, right? So this will just save you time when it comes to, maybe you want to change the colors of certain things. So we could go ahead and select colors, right? And we have the schema right here. Let's say I really like the green, the light green. So I could go ahead and just select the schema, right? And as you can see here, I have the information here to edit. So I want the background to be maybe yellow, right? So as you can see here, it's changing everything. Oops, let's change to yellow, right? I changed it to yellow now, right? And let's say I want the text to be white. And then I want, but it's not gonna look good, right? The background, because it's too bright. So maybe there. Right, of course, I will not like this color, but this is just showing you what design choices you have when it comes to and how to use a theme editor, right? So let's say I like it like this, right? And if you like it, you can just go ahead and click save, right? And this will affect your store. So this will just save you a lot more time when it comes to, checking out different pages, right? So when it's just like the contacts page, you can see it changed the background color for this page as well, right? So here's where you'll be able to add a logo for your store, right? As well, any animations that you want to add, right? You'll be able to do this within the theme settings here. So let's go ahead and leave this theme editor now. So now that we know how to edit our theme, right, and add a theme, you want to go ahead and go to your pages and add important pages. And some of the pages you might want to add, right, is you can select add page to add a page, right? And you can add frequently asked questions page, about us page, right? Important pages that you might want to have to help your customer just know the store a little bit more, right? So about us, it could be like a story of why you started a store or why you started a Shopify store, right? Frequently asked questions, right? It could be common questions that that customers have, and you want to just have it here so that you don't have to send you an email or something every time for that question, right? So it'll just save you a lot more time. So once you've done that, right, you want to go ahead and install certain apps for your store. So one of the few apps that I recommend you start off with is, if you go to Shopify App Store here, is download the Shopify messaging app, the Shopify Flow app, and the Shopify Inbox app. So the Shopify messaging app is a free app that you can download and send email and SMS, right? I think there's a certain limit of how much free emails and free SMS you'll be able to send, right? After a certain part, you will have to pay for SMS, right? But this is just a great way to get started without having to pay for an expensive software to send emails to your customer, right? So let's say you want to send an automation. So let's say you download a Shopify Flow and you want to send the abandoned checkout email here that they have here, right? So this is the flow where if somebody does not complete the checkout process, right, in your store, this automation will trigger, right? And it will send them an email to the customer, if you have Shopify messaging, right, to the email to the customer saying, hey, you forgot to check out. If you could finish checkout by clicking right here, right? And it'll take them back to your store and complete the checkout, right? Or you want to continue, if they still don't complete the checkout, you want to maybe send them a discount. Be like, hey, here's $5 off if you complete the checkout. Or you could be like, hey, this is what people are saying about my store or about this product, right? Read the reviews. Or maybe you want to send another flow, automation flow, where it could be like, after they buy your product, right? So after they buy my black t-shirt, right, I'll send them an email a week later and be like, hey, what do you think about the t-shirt, right? Can you let me know any feedback, right? So that we can we're always looking to improve our t-shirts. right? And you'll be able to collect testimonials that way as well. So you want to have Shopify messaging and Shopify Flow. Another app you want to have is Shopify Inbox. Again, another free application. And so this is just like a live chat kind of feature where customers will be able to quickly select the icon on the bottom right, and then they'll be able to ask common questions, right? So like, do you support refunds? Do you offer free shipping, etc., right? They'll be able to do that, and then they'll also be able to reach out to you, right? And then you'll be able to reach out to them by replying to them as well. So it's a great starting point if you're just starting out and maybe you don't have a team. So this will help you a lot when it comes to managing your customers as well. And then the last app I want to recommend is the Shopify Store app. It's Spy, right? So it's called Koala Inspector, right? And I like this app because I'll have the link for this in the description below, so you can go check it out, right? What I like about this is that you can spy on other Shopify stores, right? You can see what popular products are used, what popular products are selling for them, right? Like here, you can also see Shopify themes that they're using, apps that they're using on their store, so that you can see, what's working for them, so that you have a greater success of, selling on Shopify. All right, so once you've downloaded these apps, right, the next thing you're gonna want to do is go into your settings and set up your Shopify payments. So this is really important, right? Because without setting this up, you cannot accept payments for your store, which is the whole point of having Shopify store, right? It's to generate sales. So you'll be able to set up Shopify payments by going settings, payments here, right? And completing the setup right here. Now, if you're in a country that does not support Shopify payments, you will be able to use another third-party payment gateway instead of Shopify payments. Since I'm in Canada, right, I can use Shopify payments and I can set this up, which is just makes it really easy, right? And if you want to set up your own Stripe account, but Shopify payments is supported in the region you are in, you will not be able to use your Stripe payment. You'll only be able to use your Stripe account if, let's say, you get suspended by Shopify payments, and that's it, right? You cannot use Shopify payments if Shopify payments is, you cannot use your Stripe account if Shopify payments is available in your region first. And then you can add additional payment methods, so like PayPal Express, right? This just gives your customers other options to pay when it comes to your store. The next thing you're gonna want to do, of course, is review your shipping delivery. This is really important, right? Because you want to just make sure you review by going to general profile and review the shipping profile for your products, right? So because you want to make sure your customers are being charged correctly and that you're charging correctly for shipping, right? You do not want to lose money on shipping, right? So you just want to review your shipping as well. And as you can see here, there's an alert that these regions I cannot start selling to them. So if a customer from, let's say, United Arab Emirates, right, finds my store and they want to check out, they won't be able to. They won't even be able to add the product to the cart because it will say out of stock. And this is a common issue, right? So if you're selling to the US, right, and you don't have it set up correctly, right, it's gonna show out of stock, and then you're gonna be like, but no, like I have in stock products, right? And that's because only your shipping is not set up properly. So you will need to set up your shipping properly, and then once you do that, it will remove customers from the US or United Arab Emirates, right, will be able to check out without any issues. And then the last thing you want to do, of course, when you're setting up your store, right, is your Shopify your domain, right? You either can use a third-party domain if you have one, right? If you already have a domain you want to use, you just select connect existing and add it, or you can buy a new domain using Shopify's domains, right? And one of the benefits of that is that it will connect it automatically for you, right? It is a little bit more expensive, so you might want to check out like maybe something like Hostinger to buy your Shopify domain. So that's pretty much it on how you can start a Shopify store, right, in pretty much like almost 20 minutes, of course. And yeah, just have fun. Don't overcomplicate it. If you're selling one product, don't make your store like too crazy, right? Just have your store, if I was selling only my black t-shirt, then this is what I will stand out, right? I still need to ship something out and start generating sales, right? So something to remember. So that's it for now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.